धीमी धीमी आंच पे पक रहा है एक रिश्ता.
नात्यांच्या चहाची चव वाढली हळूहळू जेव्हा प्रेमाची वेलची
ಅನುದಿನವೂ ಸಿಂಗರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡರೆ ಸಂಬಂಧದ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗುವುದು.
गर्व से मुस्कुराएगा इंडिया. दिल कहता है मैदान के साथ अब दिल भी जीतने आएगा इंडिया.
इस डिजिटल दुनिया को एक इनाम है ट्रू कॉलर. एक सच्चाई का, एक भरोसे का नाम है ट्रू कॉलर. लोगों के दिलों को जीतने ट्रू कॉलर ने एक और कदम बढ़ाया है.
It's the vision between art and technology. We create concept videos that sells. Produce videos that matters. Design videos and collaterals that communicates to your target audience. Thinking out of the box, or ability to discover new dimensions, or just finding smart possibilities. We are working on creating a new dimension with the power of creative wanderers.
Hello everybody. How is everyone? Another week, another session. We are back with it. Hi, can I get a hi in the chat? You all know me already. You have to please say a hi to me so that I know you all have come and are active. Last comment I can see is of Isha, and there is no spam after this. What are you all doing? You have to show the craziness and the excitedness you all are for today. Hi Kritik. Hi Nidhi. Hi. Now I see a lot of excitement because now I see a lot of known faces. Hi, how are you all? Namaste ji, namaste. Did you all tell your friends that you have joined? Ananya, hi. How are you? Hi Khushi. Hello, hello. Can you all please tell everybody that we have started? Drop it in the comment section. Har baar ka ritual. We have to follow it. Hello. Okay, first tell me, you just saw an ad. How did you like the concept of it? How did you feel it? Total Bollywood vibe or total professional vibe? How did you like it? So many of you even wrote that it felt like it is a professional ad going on YouTube. So I just really want to know your opinion. How is it? Hello, hi. I hope everybody is doing well and taking care from the winters that are coming. It was very eye-catchy. I totally agree, Khushi. Professionally well. Exactly. Need more. What did you feel about it? Did you feel that it is like, how was the proper setup of the entire ad that was being played? Hi, Pratyush. Yes, professional, corporate, exactly. Did you all feel that it is made by somebody who is like a proper professional and the overall story designing and everything caught us exactly? You actually thought it was an ad because it was an ad. We hope you all loved it because today we have got somebody who is actually this ad is one of his works. So imagine now he's going to teach you today what is going to happen. Anand sir, we have already told you about him. I will add him on the stage in a while, but from you guys, I really want to know how excited you all are for today's session. He's such a professional person. It was lovely. I can exactly like same. When I saw it, I was awestruck by the concept and the entire graphic that was done in it. Hello. I still don't see people who have joined. Yeah, in the last session, we had a lot of audience, and we really want people to join in so that there is a proper competitive spirit that happens in the chat box. You want to see it, Nidhi, again? I bet you will see much, much better and more of his work when he comes on the stage. Yeah. And he's also going to teach you all about this. So, yeah. Hi, hello. Should we invite a speaker on the stage? I need a thumbs up in the comment section and then we will tell. Okay, so before I call the speaker on the stage, there are lots of questions I know you all have that you have because we have released our assets from yesterday. I have been talking to many people and they are having so much doubt. So let me clear it up. We will take all these questions in the last. Let our speaker come first. Let him teach you script writing about visual design and everything. And all your questions regarding assets and everything will be taken up by me at the last. Yes, I see a lot of thumbs up. I think people are very excited and ready. So I would like to call Anand sir on stage. I'll just add him on the stage. Please welcome Anand sir with a lot of cheers and everything. I really
Hi
want.
everyone, good evening. Are we all from India only?
Yes. So
Okay.
Anand sir is the business head at Ant, and today he's going to talk about script writing, visual designing. I will not take much of your time. We also have Dhruv sir on board as he was there in the last session. You all know him. Wait, I'll have. Yeah, you all know
Hi
him.
to
Say hi
everybody.
to him.
How are you doing?
Good,
He's
good.
yeah. So Dhruv sir has already praised you a lot in front of Anand sir. So I bet you all have to show up to the mark and keep the chat active and ask him so many doubts that you want to. There's a lot of excitement in the chat
Hi,
for Dhruv sir.
hi. Hello, everybody.
बच्चों के favorite Dhruv
Unfortunately,
भैया.
I am not your teacher today. Anant sir is a much great video editor than me. So he'll be editing you. He'll be teaching you today about visual design and script writing. So
Amazing.
Okay. Hi guys, good evening everyone. It's not exactly about teaching. It's all about discussing. Because this is one of the subjects where every person has their own mind. Anything that you create, you always think. So similarly,
absolutely,
while thinking, you visualize and then make something around. So today I believe we are talking about script writing. It's not like a course kind of thing, it's like a discussion. So let's take this as a discussion, right? So can we start the presentation around?
Yes, I think our everybody can give a heads up that let's start, and then we'll hand over the stage to Anand sir. I think people are not going to stop talking. We'll just remove
yeah.
ourselves from stage, and yes, you can
Yes,
start. Sir.
you
Okay,
can
I
go
need,
on, sir. We'll
yeah,
be backstage. If you need any help, you can call us. Thank you.
perfect. Great, thank you. Hi guys, good evening. We are talking about script writing for trailers and visual design. I can I ask according to you what is script writing? Why do we have to write a script? Anyone guesses or some points? चलिए शुरू करते हैं. Yes. Script writing is like writing a concrete story with visual art and narration to communicate creatively and with ease of for the target audience. Script which should speak visually. Yeah. For today we are discussing about how do we write for trailers or in fact any kind of content, motion content, crafting impactful dialogues and voiceover scripts, tips for writing concise and compelling taglines, which is in advertising, visual storytelling, yeah, key elements of visual design, selecting scenes, framing, and transitions, and basics of motion graphics for titles to practice us with some assignments. Okay. Um, so, what do we do in writing for trailers? We usually write trailers. Trailers is basically in case if you see any kind of a feature film, they have to sell in the market, and to sell in the market, they have to create a a clip or short trailer which needs to be showcased to the audience that what they are trying to communicate about in the film as a story. Yeah. So there are different kind of films. We have couple of films, in fact links to the trailers as well. In case Dhruv, can we play these trailers?
Sir, we can play them at the end of the video if you want.
Okay, okay, okay. So, can we have them to ask in case if they have some questions simultaneously or they want to get into discussion as well?
Sir, they are already asking. They are not waiting for us to wait.
Okay, has to be okay. So, guys, we are talking about trailers. Trailers come with a lot of skill sets where we have to write about visuals, why visuals, with the connectivity, continuity, to ensure that what we are trying to communicate in the end. Um Anything that has a communication, it is also with the target audience along. As we talk about different genres, as we talk about different subjects, we have different audiences as well, in fact. um, when we write for trailers, we also have to write it in the pointers with very small crisp dialogues, in case if it has to create an impulse in the mindset of the audience, uh, to create the or trailer for their core messaging, in fact, not to show the entire film. Otherwise, how will they attract the audience in the theater or to the ott platform, in fact. We have some of the movie trailers which I believe we can actually see it when we have things coming across. um when we talk about trailer scripts, these are you want to tease and not tell the whole story as well. Yeah. So you use descriptions that may translate visually, um and visually also it they have to create emotions over explanations by focusing on creating emotional experiences for the audience, be it fear, excitement, curiosity, which helps. uh, and of course you have to create it memorable to ensure whenever you release a film, it goes across and people look forward to watching the film.
Guys, do you have any questions for sir? I think, sir, there are many questions above in the
Okay,
chat. If you can
how
just
should I
look.
be answering it? That's something which I'm actually looking curious.
Okay. Okay.
Connect to your YouTube account. I need to connect to the YouTube account.
Wait. You can see the comment section, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can see one of the gens artists. I am a trained voiceover artist. That's wonderful. Please do share your voice samples. I'll be happy to have you on board. In fact, as and when required on projects. Where can we access these links? I believe the team will be sharing this with you so that you can watch these. However, these are the regular trailer links which are available on YouTube, which everybody can watch actually. Can we get the PPT for the link? Yes, you'll get the PPT. You'll get the links actually. Yeah. I actually want to show this film basically, uh, instead of trailers only.
I'll do something about it, sir. तब तक आप थोड़ा क्वेश्चन आंसर कर लीजिए. I'll
Without
just
any
download.
dialogue is something that I want to play.
I'll just download it.
Khushi Agarwal, hi, hello. Is there any specific editing style you personally like? I usually work with corporates and organizations, so I like crisp working style. The showreel that I shared across is basically of my work done in the past year itself, where we actually did films for some of the organizations which happen to be in multiple languages. We did a film for Olympics as well, and then we did some films for Dada Sahib Phalke Awards, and we managed to do some of the films with the Havels and other clients. In case if you guys are aware about, like, the guy who sits in Ladakh. uh, we were lucky to, have him in one of the films. Do you think I can become great like you? Well, I am not great, actually. I am this is a journey. This is the, this industry, this work is basically like a journey where you improvise. Everything that you do in the field of creativity is basically, you have done it today. Tomorrow you might think, okay, this can be bit better. So there'll be a bit of, angle of, improvising it, actually. Maybe from the perspective of communication, by writing dialogue or visually. How can we make a trailer without revealing too much of the story? Yeah, that's important. That's like very important. Tejas, how we can actually make is, when we do a story is bit, a version which is, talking from starting point, from the background till, the conclusion, basically. And when we do a trailer script, we basically have to, cut down on the continuity points, and we have to only showcase which, you think your audience will actually, come across as, they want to see it, in complete shots. And when we talk about movie scripts are basically, like a huge, like a guide for the entire film, where you not only write, frame by frame action. You also write, what is happening in terms of, every single second sound effect, and what is the kind of graphics, or, we call it as either SFX or GFX. SFX is, sound effects, and GFX is like graphics, which can be either on the text side, or either it can be created. One can never be in the field of creativity. Absolutely, absolutely. It is all about, working towards it, and, ensuring that, you keep learning, because every single day you have new ideas. Every single day you have to learn new things. You have to study, and you have to deliver it, actually, as well. Gen Z artist, thank you, sir. I have question: how can we keep open ended ending in trailer, not revealing much, still create hook? Yeah, it's a nice thing. It is, trailer, you most of the trailers are usually open ended only, in fact. And while keeping it open ended, you create an impulse, and it impulse in the mindset of the audience, that okay, now what? So to see what now, you have to come across to see the entire film, actually. And we should certainly keep the open ended. Do we need to learn all camera angles and filmmaking to make trailer? Yes, it is good to know all the angles, because there's a different kind of style to every single personality. And you do not know, from what angle it might, look good. So you have to plan that while, working on the script with the character as well in the mindset. Okay, so guys, this is one of the films, I actually wanted you guys to see. This is the film which, without a dialogue, without any dialogue, but still it is written in the format of the script. Any book or resources for trailer making or filmmaking? Nowadays, AI is the biggest. And we enjoy the film.
Harry tells me that the stocks are down, so I say to Colin that if my stocks are as bad as he swing, we're not talking a hole in one, we're talking a hole in two.
Jason, it's your mother. Your father and I are here with Uncle Pete and Auntie Sally. Everyone's been asking about you. We all miss you so much. How is everything in the city? Oh, I bet you're having an amazing time surrounded by all those people. Call us when you get in. You're probably out partying with friends.
Or girlfriends.
Your father's being silly again. Anyway, call us. We love you.
Hi guys, I hope you liked it. So guys, the idea of showing this film was like, of course, like, some of you guys just mentioned that this is pre, like, web series era. So yes, the idea of showing this was like, the film script is written with or without dialogues as well, and it is paced along with the expressions and the rotation of the, like, movement of the film, in fact. Um, some of you guys, actually checked and asked, is my voice audible? Actually, I am not able to confirm myself. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible. You
Okay,
can go on.
done. Um, okay, so guys, the idea of creating impactful dialogues and voiceover scripts. Um, anything when you write a script, even the way you have to say that is also a scripted version. Maybe by talking about the gap, the pause, everything. In fact, how how do we write in Hindi, whenever you talk about impactful dialogues in Hindi, we all know रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं, नाम है शहंशाह. So this is an impactful dialogue. And when you talk about voiceover, voiceover is basically when the person is actually enacting, or there is a symbolic shot, and there's a sound or there's a voice behind it. Any questions on that? Thank you, Anuj, for confirming. Can we change the original speed, music, etc. in trailers? Yes, absolutely. You can do that. You can actually do that, by ensuring that, since you already have, a lot of raw stock, which you have already, created into the master. And once you're creating a trailer, that's again actually in a separate edit altogether. So while editing it, you can actually manage and check what do you want to retain, be the opening page, you can set the stage, you can build up, you can create the climax, and you can leave the to reveal the final things or everything you want them to see in the either the hall or in the OTT or whatever the preferred platform is. Thank you, Ayush. Acting, what it has to do with the trailer? Oh, 'cause this is an entire film. Okay, so this is not something the idea of talking about it was in regards to the script writing actually. Uh, when you write scripts, it is not necessary to even write it without with or without dialogue. In fact, so that was the idea of showing the film. Actually, I didn't know how to cut it in between, so that's the reason it went off for the entire duration of the film. But I believe we all like this film.
So can you turn on your camera also? I think you've not turned it on.
Okay, I forgot. How about using red herring in trailer? It depends, how you want to use it actually. What do you want to actually create it? Do you want this to be a bit more louder? You want it to be a bit more slower? What is it exactly you want to actually portray across in trailer? Ultimately, it's all about giving the glimpse and showing the entire thing in the final version. Guys, quick question: if there are songs with vocals in a silent film, would it still be considered silent? Um, Look, silent is not exact. Yeah, actually, then it's not silent. It has music, it has everything. But when you talk about early era of filmmaking, that what the films with no music or no sound also was known as films with sound. Every film, whether it's a silent film or whether it is with the dialogues, it will certainly have an ambient sound or a created sound or designed sound. In fact, red herring, are you talking about the smoke that you try to create uh in the film, maybe with the noise, with the sound, with the smoke, with anything in fact for that matter? So that completely depends. Red hearing is like basically like going above the average level of like showing things. In case if it's violent, like do you want to actually like hype it up, showcase like how it can be a like bit more violent, bit more like aggressive, by maybe just like smoking it up a bit. How to decide the music for the short scene trailer? It depends. Like how pacey it is. Sometimes like in case if it is a like like slow dialogue film, you can certainly not like use a pace effect of like music or pacier music. In fact, similarly, in case if it is like pretty aggressive, you need the music designed accordingly. In fact, we see still shots and moving shots, but moving shots make things more realistic. So is it related to the feeling that you want to show? Yeah, of course. Yeah, still shots are actually still shots. In case if you give a motion to the still shots, stills are not moving, so shots are moving. So when you talk about moving shots, the people in the shots are moving. Best software for editing footage nowadays, like we have many. We have Da Vinci, we have Premiere, we have FCP, we have many. In fact, in case if we go across like to shoot on 6K, 8K, 16K, so then there are different softwares as well. But to start with, Premiere Pro is good.
So these kids are never gonna stop asking questions. I think we can continue with the presentation, and then at the last, people can ask up the question. Will that work for you?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I was just getting involved in the like questions. I because
Yeah.
I'm like new to understand like where to look, how to start, and everything. Okay,
These kids
so
will never stop asking questions.
no, I'm also like testing myself like with these questions. Okay, I'm able to like give a like good round of like answers to ensure that like I'm also on the same page.
Yes.
Which for 4K, 6K, and above, it depends. Like you can go for Da Vinci where you have to create a proxy and then work, or maybe you can actually like cut the shots and then bring it down, do the grading as well. In fact, yeah. The chow shots or breakdown of the character, I observed color grading makes more impact. Yes, of course, because it gives the entire film a good, like balance of the colors. In fact, guys, let's get on to with the presentation, like that we have to cover up. Tips for writing concise and compelling taglines. Okay, taglines are very, very essential for communication of a product or service that you make. Does the trailer need to have a tagline? Yes, tagline is always good. In case if it is without tagline, there's partial communication. There's no complete communication actually. So, okay, writing a concise and compelling tagline. Okay, I must share something about you, about myself. That I have been a part of advertising as well. I worked with Ogilvy, McCann, Law and Kenneth, and then I started this production house by the name of A New Dimension. So I actually like to work on short version films, be it television commercials, be it like films for corporates, organizations, because that gives me a pretty hike to understand okay what is the kind of communication a brand really wants to actually take forward to their target audience. When you talk about target audience, it is like valued and it is checked by the pricing, by the like region, by a lot of other aspects as well. So we all have heard about like McDonald's. I am loving it. Can we all have you guys like write down some of the like taglines that you can actually remember, or like you can actually think of immediately? Do we have some guys who can write taglines? Just do it, Red FM बजाते रहो, just do it, Nike, LIC जिंदगी के साथ. Absolutely, yes, yes, you guys are absolutely bang on. So these are the taglines, why it is spoken or why it is like given across in a brand. The reason being is one, like you can see the film or you can see the ad or you can see the visual of a product, but you will only remember it with the, or you can only recall it with the fact, like, you have seen it with, like, this line, right? um Guys, in case if I ask you to, like, create one ad, like, on, like, a daily basis for any of the, like, existing ads, will you guys be interested in doing something, like, on your own, and create this as a portfolio, so that, like, whenever you go out, you can showcase that, like, what you actually thought of while writing this tagline or specific tagline for a particular product? SRK, stain remover king, tide hai asli SRK. Yeah. Lovely, Harshit. I'll be like, I'll be very happy to, like, get these kind of taglines on any of the existing brands, which we can create as a portfolio, and, like, take it across to the brands by saying, like, this is the young talent pool that we have, who has, like, written some nice lines, in fact, across for your specific brands or products. That's nice, Gen Z artist. Okay, so we have, like, some of the points. What do we have to keep in mind, like, while writing a tagline? We actually have to, like, focus on our core concept. Like, what is our core concept? Like, how do you have to, like, plan the concept, and what is the kind of, like, concept that needs to be, like, worked across around. Of course, you need to keep it short and snappy. Nobody will remember, like, longer words. In case if it is, like, more than, like, 5 words, 6 words, people will take a lot of time to, like, recall it. In case if it is, like, 2 words, 3 words, like, people will, like, easily be able to, like, recall it, like, within the second stance of the ad itself. In fact, um, evoke emotion. Look, everything with the taglines has to be very, very positive. There cannot be anything negative about a tagline. The reason being is, uh, one, you are selling a USP of, like, a brand and a product which is, like, being, like, supported by this line. Secondly, you need to showcase the happiness of, like, using a specific product and a brand. Create mystery or intrigue, yes. Whenever you try to do a sales film, or a film, like, which has to sell a brand or a product, is it has to create an impulse, and it has to create an interaction level where a person starts thinking, ये है तो सही है, मतलब यही प्रोडक्ट है तो हमारे को अच्छा है, सही है. Play with words. Yes, you can always play with words. You can play with, like, words like, I'm loving it, fingers licking good. Like, these are, like, some of the words, like, I, like, never thought that fingers licking good can actually be a super hit line, actually. So you can play with words, obviously, like, in a positive manner, without offending anybody around. Um, yes, play with words. Use strong and active verbs. Highlight a unique selling point. Have you guys, like, ever, like, thought of, like, what is the unique selling point or a proposition, in fact, for any brand? Have you seen Blender's Pride? In case if you guys have heard about Blender's Pride, taste that speaks for itself. Hello. Yes, make it timeless, or universal. Anything, like, which is going global is universal. Make it timeless, like, in case if you create something today, and if someone watches it even after 10 years, that is, like, timeless. That is, like, evergreen. Match the visuals. That's necessary, which goes without even, like, in fact, talking about it. How do we match the like, visuals? Is we talk about the film, we talk about the product, we talk about, like, the sequence, like, how it gives you. Yes, Red Bull gives you wings, absolutely. You have Red Bull, you have give you wings. Why it gives you wings? Because, like, in case if you drink it, like, you are awake for 4 hours. Absolutely, like Fevicol ads. Absolutely, very true. Rajnigandha Kesar is also somewhat like blenders. Thank you. Yeah, true. Okay. We are also talking about visual storytelling, guys. It's a as we have seen a film, the protagonist is not saying anything, but still he's saying things, um, which can be in case if he's saying things by by removing a barrier of communication with paper with a written text, that's also a communication, but still he's communicating with his expression, facial expressions. Some of you guys were mentioning about from happy to sad, from sad to happy, and from happy to sad again. So there's a vision, he tried to portray across according to the script, according to visual storytelling of the film. In fact, is the art of conveying a narrative or message primarily through visual elements such as images, symbols, colors, composition. Composition can be anything. In fact, either it can be the expression of the person, either it can be composition of how a person is sitting, as somebody actually checked um, about the camera angles. So composition can be camera angles, can be the visual side of how a person or how a subject. Let's talk it from the perspective of subject. Whosoever is being faced on the camera is a subject, is looking at, and what is the motion in case if it is a walkthrough shot, whether it is a steady shot, whether it is a pan shot, whether it is a profile shot. So we need to work accordingly for the storytelling. In case if you take a profile shot, you can actually easily highlight through across the eyes, which helps to create some of the emotions pretty easily. It relies on showing rather than telling, allowing the audience to infer through dialogue or exposition. The technique is vital in film, television, advertising, graphic design, photography, and other medium that involves visual content. Key elements of visual designing: selecting scenes, framing, and transitions. Yes, just as we spoke about last time. Anybody knows what are the camera angles? Any guesses, I guess? Close, mid, long, establishing, moving shots. Visual design refers to aesthetic choices made to the shape the audience's perception and emotional response. When selecting scenes, framing shots, and designing transitions, every decision is made to enhance the story and communicate meaning without words. The key elements: selecting scenes. Selecting scenes is the first step in creating a compelling visual narrative. It's not just about picking cool shots, but about choosing movements that advance the story, build tension, or convey key emotions. Absolutely. Dolly shot, bird's eye shot. You guys have good understanding already. Long shot, mid shot, short. Yeah, true. Framing, an art of arranging visual elements within the boundaries of the shot. How a scene is framed influences the. Yes, headshot or overhead shot, OS. Art of arranging visual elements within the boundaries of the shot. How a scene is framed influences the audience understanding of the characters, the space, and the relationships between the objects. Okay, so there are two things. One is a subject and one is an object. The location which cannot move is an object. The subject which can move and which is your a protagonist or a person on the camera is a person who can actually move around. So there's a difference, subject is movable, and hence it is represent the film as well. Over the shoulder shot, yeah. Transitions, techniques used to move between scenes or shots. They not only dictate the pacing of the story but also affect the tone, mood, and emotional impact of the narrative. Can you guys as I just spoke about impactful dialogue, and I gave a dialogue of रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं. In case if you can imagine that dialogue, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan is walking and raising his hand and then speaking. So how many shots would have been actually taken while he's walking? Basics of motion graphics combined with graphic design, the animation, and video to communicate message set moods. 6 to 7. Yeah, true. Very true. Or in fact, even more for that matter. While he's walking, while he's raising his hand, while he's when the camera is going across to his face and then his lips. Yeah. Motion graphics combine graphic design, animation, and video to communicate messages, set moods, and make titles and end cards visually engaging. When creating motion graphics for titles such as opening credits, I'm sure you guys are already so well versed with these technologies like over the shoulder shot, money shot of the movie, head shot, bird's eye shot, dolly shot. So obviously you must be aware about titles, why the titles are actually used. So I'll request Dhruv to take over and demonstrate on some of the titles by either showing it and practicing it across on the system itself as well. Dhruv, can I request you to do this? Yeah.
Yeah.
So here Dhruv has created some of the beautiful motion graphics, basics of basic motion graphics.
So, guys, whenever you watch these trailers, you might be wondering that ये text कैसे बनते हैं और from where these texts are coming from. So today we'll show and give you some of these text templates which you can use into your Premiere Pro and edit some great stuff with them. Also, I also have another example I'll just show. Yeah. So these are very simple and basic texts. So whenever you are creating a trailer, it is not very necessary कि आपकी कुछ बहुत ही extraordinary या बहुत fast editing का या कोई बहुत fast text रखो. You should keep it very simple, clean and neat. So like this text, this is very this comes very simply and goes very simply. You should do it in a very simplistic manner. Also, when you are introducing a character or it is not a very main information which you want to provide, so you can use these lower thirds also. Some of these examples, yeah, you can place them down bottom of right bottom of your video or left bottom of your video or anywhere you want it to be presented. So these are some examples of motion graphics. Anand sir, I would request you to please come on stage and ask if people have any questions regarding that, so we both can solve it.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Please feel free to ask questions here.
Guys, we are open to questions now. Then we'll move over to the Premiere section where we'll show you how to load and edit these files. So any questions, we are open to that.
Text divert from expressions. No, text has nothing to do with expressions. It is only about ensuring the comfort level of the viewer. Which is your favorite ad? All ads are good. Yeah? I actually like Times of India ad. I also like one of the ad which is for Bone Vita, or some of the ads for which are motivational ads basically. I like them when they create a complex culture of the filming, and then showcasing how a person is getting motivated to do better. How to add little motion graphics like sparkling stars next to character. So that's a part of the software that you can actually learn that easily. Is there any copyright for text if the specific style is used by any movie? Look, when you talk about text, texts are referred as typography. And any typography, in case if it is copyright, then obviously you will not be in a position to use it, because it will give you claimer, or by suggesting you can only have to use it by giving a credit, or maybe by putting across this is text is taken from here. Can I download these effects from browser or something if I don't like the effects? Yes, absolutely. Dhruv will be sharing some of the uh, text and these graphics, motion graphics with you?
Yes, you can
What is
download
the next
download it
assignment?
from the internet according to your specific video editing software. I'll be showing and demonstrating it on Premiere Pro today because that is very widely used software in the industry. But you can use and download anything that helps you with your editing software and your editing style. You can do that.
Hello, Anand sir. I think there is some network issue from your end. We will tell motivational teller that what are the use of assets. Everything will be taken up at the last. Don't worry about it. Right now, Anand sir, let Anand sir talk about his session, and then we'll give it. Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was just like looking at some of the notes. Okay, please, please exactly tell what we have to do in the competition and what is the use of the asset. Okay, today like we have to basically create a a script, a small script on yourself itself. What have you been able to do? It is the most, in fact, it is the most difficult thing to write about your own self. I believe you'll agree. And you'll have to write about 2024. Today we are, yeah, we are from January till November mid. We are already 11 months ahead of this 2024. So can we write about ourselves in 2024 in a short span, eight, writing about 11 months in a span of 1 to 2 minutes at the max? Does that work?
Sir, can you explain the assignment in much more details? I think
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
ask about that. So, guys,
yeah.
please listen and pay attention. It's time for your assignment, which you will have to submit at the earliest.
Okay, so we have to create a 1 to 2 minute script with visual description and symbolic images to depict the script completely for the purpose on execution. Subject is 2024 on yourself. Can we edit trailer in Adobe Premiere Pro and color grading in DaVinci? Yes, absolutely, you can do that. Um, while writing a script, I believe you must have created a lot of memories for yourself. You must have done a lot of things in these 11 months or 10 months, in fact, for that matter. And you have to basically write about yourself, I as a person, I my name, this thing. So you have to match it with symbolic shots. Symbolic shots can be for your from your previous times, from this time. What is your thought process, how you have evolved in 2024 in these 10 months actually? That will be interesting to see it in a short script of 1 to 2 minutes at the max. Is this clear? Are we guys clear on this? Lovely. I hope you like this because it is the most difficult thing to write about yourself, but it will also help you to understand how you write a script, how you write about yourself. Yes, Abhishek. um, Whenever you write a script, you have to write in two parallel ways. One, what you're about to talk, or what will be the visuals, or what will be the text, and what will be the image on that text or voiceover. So we can use only text for this, right? Yeah, as of now, when you write on this thing, a script, you can actually divide it into two columns. One is visual and one is audio. When you write visual, We actually, yes, we can use our images, XYZ images that you want to write. Maybe like, you can even create the images via with the help of AI as well nowadays. And what do you want to talk about that, either the specific month? We have to only use text. Yeah, we have to use text and visuals. Absolutely, you can use your videos as well. Absolutely, visuals can be there. Visuals will obviously be there. That's how, in case if you club it together, then only you get to see how pacey, how impactful, how exciting it is becoming for somebody else to watch this. Are we guys clear on this? Okay, so what kind of fonts? Um, they're what is the whatever software that you're working on, be it zero budget films. When I was interacting with some of the CBSE students, we used to work on a project known as zero budget films, where they used to work on freely available softwares, as somebody I believe that mentioned Filmora or something else. You have to check what is the kind of typography, what is the kind of text fonts that you have. You can actually use those. That's not a problem. What is looking good to your what is appealing to your eye. Gen Z, are you able to understand it? Okay, can I request Dhruv to take forward and showcase, demonstrate some of the ways how we can do this graphics for titles on his software.
Sure, sir, sure. I'll just take over and talk
Thank
to
you.
them.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so first of all, guys, how did you like the session? Can you please thank and appreciate Anant sir for his efforts today?
I think this was a topic which was very difficult for people to understand, and I think he took it so elegantly and amazing. Also, I will add him up in the group. So if you have any doubt regarding visual design, script writing, or any professional help that you want to take from him, he will be there in the group. I hope you all realize that he's such a big personality. If you see him on LinkedIn, I'll drop his LinkedIn. We are giving you out such amazing mentors who are such big professionals. And yes, I think questions can be taken up in the group also. Yeah, I think Dhruv sir will take it up further.
Okay, so before proceeding towards the software, I'd like to show you one of the draft videos which I created for Netflix. So, when this Netflix came to us, I was asked to make a trailer video about this trailer making competition. So, I randomly made a video, a trailer for Netflix, but then some approval things happened and it didn't go live. But I heard that you guys got assets today, some movies and some copyright free music. So I'd just like to present to you the first draft of the Netflix trailer competition video. So here it goes. So this was something I made from Sacred Games Season 2, using all the trailer assets which I had been given. So I heard that you guys got some amazing movies and series trailers. So I'd expect you guys to make not exactly like this, but something similar, something using those assets and something using that great uplifted music which I have provided you in the copyright free folder. So yeah, thank you everybody, thank you. So I think we can jump right in the premiere section where I'll show you these assets.
I totally agree with you, Anuj.
Thank you Anuj. So let me just present my screen over here. Can everybody tell, is my screen available or not? From where did you get the text and audio? Sarah, I would like that to remain a secret. Just kidding. I have provided you some, I've provided you with some good and cool music which I personally use. So you can just check out that copyright free folder which I've created, which I have personally created for you guys. I also pick my music from there only. Okay, the screen is available. So let's jump right in. I think my Premiere will take some time in opening up. If you guys have any questions for me, you can drop while the software is being opened. What software do you use? I use Premiere Pro, which is now on the screen.
Till his Premiere Pro opens, there were a lot of questions that were coming up regarding trailer making competition. You all like can ask now, open to questions. Dhruv sir is here to answer. If there is logistic question, I am here to answer. Somebody is asking where is the folder of music. It's in the third column of the sheet, the doc that is provided to you. There is a question, Dhruv sir.
Do these motion graphics work in Filmora? No, these motion graphics are prohibited in Filmora, but they can certainly be used in Premiere Pro, and you can also get Filmora assets from Google. If you want, I can help you with that. I'll
I
just
think final
send some links
trailer
in the
will be
group.
judged by people from Netflix. Yes. Any other question that are? Yes. So Kushi, there was a session that happened day before yesterday. That was a proper feedback session. Many people didn't show up. I think they were busy, but we'll try to keep it around evening so that everybody is free, and you can connect to Dhruv sir anytime on the group or in his DM and ask him about his feedback. Definitely. I saw the assignments and they are amazing. Dhruv sir is totally know that such crazy kids we have got.
I have also seen some of these assignments, and trust me, you guys are learning very fast. Or I don't know that. Oh, sorry, I'm just rambling. Okay, so my software is now opened up. So first of all, when you open up, Ginny, my screen is presentable, presented now.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Perfect.
Okay. So first of all, when you open Premiere Pro, you need to go into this window section. All right. In the window section, you will find workspaces. In workspaces, you have to search for graphics. When you click graphics, you'll get a panel naming essential graphics. Here, there are some preloaded assets from Premiere Pro, which are already there preloaded with your software, this Premiere Pro. But if you want, you can load my
Your
assets
screen,
too, which
your screen went off.
my screen went off. Oh, sorry. Is it available now?
It's loading. Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay, so I was telling that whenever your Premiere Pro opens up, you need to go into this window section. In the window section, you will find workspaces. Under workspaces, you will need to find graphics. Okay, when you click upon graphics, you will get a folder name Essential Graphics, which is this one. In the Essential Graphics panel, you will get many of the motion graphics assets already present in your Premiere Pro. It comes along with your software, but if you want, you can load our given assets too, which I just showed to you, which was one was this one. If you could see, I think it will not play. It played. One was this one, the burn effect thing. If you want, you can use this. One was this grainy thing. So I'll just explain it to you in the last, that how can you load these effects into your Premiere account, or if any other account you use. I'll just share some of my known links with you on the group. uh, okay, I have some questions. Are we going to cut trailer from whole movie footages? Like we can use any frames or no, Karthik, you will not cut out any part from the films. Only the trailers which have been provided in that link. You can only download that trailer video and make a script of your own, or you can just play along with the footages. Something you can put something in the front, something last, the beginning, middle, and end theory, which I taught you in the previous session. You can use that one.
Plus, they can play around with music also. They can play
You
around
can you
with.
can always play around with music with these motion graphics, which I am teaching you right now. So you will have to create something unique out of that.
So, for example, Hira Mandi, as you have seen, Hira Mandi is a serious and everything. But if you put some kind of music which makes it kind of funny, so it's a new trailer creation. You put some clips which are merging back, पीछे की आगे डाल दो, आगे की पीछे कुछ mix कर दो. So it makes out a new trailer, right? So something like that. So we are not making trailers of those movies. You are making the trailers of those movies only, like Janeja, Hira Mandi, everything, but you are making it out of the clips of trailers, not out of the clips of movie. Yeah. Sir,
So
which
it
top
has
10
something
assignment?
to do with Netflix legal
Yeah.
team. They have restricted us from using the whole movie clips, but you can always use these trailer clips, and they have pretty much everything which is present in the film, all the heated scenes and all. You can use them.
Yeah. Sir, which top 10 assignment intro video you like you show here? I think we can
Abhishek,
do it in the session
yeah,
we have in the mid of the week where we take up doubts and talk about your assignments. I think we can do it here. Abhishek, what a nice idea.
yeah, we'll just do
Definitely.
it.
We have to
Okay.
make only one, right? Yes, one final submission that will happen around December. We have to keep story intact and say your wish. You can change the story. The clips are to be around the same. What about the dialogue audio use? Those are all muted. How can we make it without at least audio? I think Dhruv sir can take it up.
Sorry, I didn't know. What about the dialogue audio used? Those are all muted. How can we make it without at least audio? You can use background noises. So there is a very big difference between background audio and background music or background audio. So suppose I am sitting in this room. There, you can know that how many noises could be there in this room. There is a road, there are horns, there are dogs barking, there is a fan, or there could be anything in an environment. So you can create a audio of an environment. If you do not want to use the dialogues, you can always create an environment. If you are there in if you are shooting in garden, so you can drop in the audios of birds chirping, water running, or anything like that. You can do that if you are not using audios. Okay, the questions are not stopping. Let me just finish up the motion graphic thing, then we can jump onto the questions. Okay. Yeah. So I told you about the essential graphics panel. So once you get the motion graphics which you want to use in your trailer, it would appear like this on your screen. And when you click on this and go on to the edit panel, you can edit the text which is displayed on the screen. You can do it like this, like this. You can change the text, you can play along with the positioning and all. You can see I can go there, here, anywhere I want. I can play it on the scale matter. I can scale it down, I can scale it up, I can rotate it. Or these are the properties of an essential graphic or a motion graph. You can always play around that. I can reduce the opacity. Okay. So, and here text, in the text properties, I can choose any text I want. I have a large library of text. I can choose any text I want. You can also download text for free from Google if you want. So this was about the essential graphics panel. Now I'll tell you how to load these essential graphics into your this essential graphics panel. So first of all, we'll minimize this tab and we'll go into the folder where the file is available. So yeah, so these files are MOGRT files. Only MOGRT files are applicable and will work in the Premiere Pro Essential Graphics panel. No file other than the MOGRT file is supported in that. So I'll just drag, put it on the my Premiere. When the Premiere opens up, I just simply need to drag and drop it in this. So my motion graphics says that this file is already available here, but in your case this won't appear here. And then I can just search for the name by which the motion graphics was saved. It will search for a little bit if your library is too long, and then you can find it here. This was the motion graphic I showed you earlier. It is not working right now. It is a very hard graphic, but it should work in your scenario, in your cases. So this was about the motion graphics thing which I need to show you. Anand sir, do you have any feedbacks, or you can just come and ask children if they have any questions on the motion graphic thing?
Are you guys clear on these assets that Dhruv has shared? These are pretty easy to use, convenient to make, and this will also help you to do the communication. Somebody actually asked before as well, why do we need these texts? Uh, these texts are not basically cutting down your expressions or emotions. These are basically giving a good convenience to the viewer. Ultimately, you make a creative communication film, be it into design or be it into the films, for your audience only. So you want to ensure that your audience are comfortable at looking at what you want to present actually.
I think we can drop the tutorials of whatever you want in the group. Dhruv sir is already in the group. I'm adding Anand sir in just 5 minutes in the group. So yes, you can ask. He'll share the tutorials of whatever you want. You can tag him there.
Yeah, so we can actually share some of the tutorials from what is available on YouTube right now, and we can ensure that whatever we can learn in togetherness itself. Obviously, as you'll be learning, we'll also be learning simultaneously, to ensure that we come up with something very beautiful in terms of communication, films communication. Yeah.
Okay, so Nidhi, so all these movies, as you know, are related to some production houses or some production body, and all these require a lot of approvals, which are not easily to be got. So all those movies are without audio. So that is your creativity that you have to use to put it in some kind of with music or some your own dialogues and work it out.
Can we make these in FCP? Yes, of course you can make this in FCP as well. Right now, Rob has just given you a demonstration on Premiere. Similarly, you can create this on FCP as well.
Yes.
So, do you have animated text presets? I think he'll share it if he has it.
Uh,
I'll share the links in the group from where you can download. And so
but
the
it is
process
not
of,
okay. So it is not suggested to give .aep files. It is always suggested to figure it out on the tools what is available, and then crack it on your own. And because moment he gives you the tool, you'll not be able to work it from the scratch itself.
exactly.
Giving animated pre-code means you just have to change the text, and you can just need to render it and put it on the frame.
But don't worry, we'll still give you 5 of these assets.
Yeah.
But we'll suggest you create them on your own.
Yeah, it is always good. Can I voice over them and use voice effects? Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
Voice
they are
effects
made.
are sound effects. Voice over is giving a voice to the film or narration, basically. Can you list all the sources, software, script samples for us all together? It would be great. Thank you. Yes, we can do that for sure. All the sources in the sense you want the sources for your text, you want the sources for your files, shots, everything. Yeah, Nidhi, in case if you can actually switch to Premiere Pro, and if you have hands-on experience of handling this thing, that will be wonderful. So what is the key difference between movie scripts and thriller script? Can I change the dialogues?
Okay, so the trailer script should always be very
Yeah,
centric to the thing you are trying to present, or the theme you
we
are
have
trying to
already
present in
taken
your
up this
movie.
question before as well. Trailer scripts is basically giving the essence and create what do you call impulse in the audience with the help of proper trailer for maybe 1 second. In case if you're making a film for say half an hour at least 30 minutes, you would not like to spoil the entire film by giving a more than 2 minutes of a trailer. So hence you have to plan it very very methodologically, so that your sequences are not completely shown. However, it gives a taste to the audience that okay, this is what we have to show you. Can I change dialogues and voiceover? Yeah, yeah, you can do that. The videos are already graded right. I don't know
Dhruv
which
Bhaiya, the
videos are you talking
videos,
about.
Dhruv sir, these videos which you have already shared to the kids are graded or not?
Yes, yes, yes. Those were
Okay.
graded.
Can we make the trailer of the entire film after downloading ourselves? Yes, absolutely. That will be wonderful. And then, in case if you make them as a good trailer for any of the films, we can actually try to show to some of the producers, or even somebody big who can actually suggest, okay, this looks better than their actual trailer. I hope that happens. Hey, Dhruv, can you share some motion graphics in Filmora? Filmora is easy to use, really. No? Isn't it easy?
It is easy for using if you are a beginner. If you are
Hmm.
not a beginner, we'll
It's very
suggest that
easy.
you move
Yeah.
out of that and go to Premiere, or I'll suggest DaVinci is always very
I
nice
think
software.
a lot of questions are coming up, and we have
So,
1.5 hours
I
we have already covered.
do not suggest Dhruv will be giving the files which can be only used in Premiere, I believe, right?
Yes, I told them earlier too. These files are only compatible with Premiere Pro,
Premiere
but
Pro. Yeah.
we can work that out if you want it in different softwares.
Okay. When we have to make the trailer, do we have a timeline deadline as
Yeah, yeah,
well?
we have shared with them all, and we'll share it again.
When
You
you
don't
write
have
the
to
script,
worry
the
about that.
screenplay has variation. It's how audience will view. Please explain screenplay and script in a brief. Like, should I write more like a screenplay or the actual script? Okay, that's nice. That's an interesting question. I wanted to actually use the word screenplay as well. But when you talk about trailers, you do not talk about screenplays actually. So, screenplay is basically when you actually visualize a shot, you actually write from what to what angle exactly, and in what light you're shooting it, and you're also mentioning this is the exposure of the camera that you're shooting with, why you are shooting with. So there's always a logical answer for your entire screenplay, and that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. In case if somebody can make it, that's lovely. Can I change entire story plot along with dialogues? Yeah, you can actually do a lot of things. It's a field of communication, so any communication can actually do a lot of things. Do it on Canva. No, I don't think that you can. You should do it on Canva because the
I want
moment
to
you do it,
clarify.
yeah, please
I
go
would
ahead.
just want to clarify one thing. This Krish, so Sir might have said yes to some other question, but you cannot use the entire movie because it will cause copyright issues. So the clips that we have provided to you and copyright free, anything copyright free, which Dhruv sir will direct you how to find it. Anything which is copyright free from internet, you can use it. And whatever we have provided you is copyright free, so you don't have to worry about it. But you can't use the entire movie because some clips might create copyright issue.
Yeah,
Kritik,
that's
Inni just answered the same question. You cannot download any other film or any other series or anything from outside the list which have been provided to you. So I strictly advise you to stick to the link which we have provided and not go outside that.
See, Netflix has a lot of movies, but every movie is related to some kind of production house. And to get an approval from that, if you submit it, we will not be able to ensure to make it you make it to top 10 because the display will happen at a very big stage. And if somebody gives a copyright, then we will not be responsible for it. So we have to see from that perspective also.
You will understand this in the fourth session, which is about legal considerations and advanced editing. Then we'll also teach you about the legalities of a film. So one person can never have the full rights to a film, be it a producer or a director or any person playing in the film.
But you can
Yeah.
do one thing. You can take two movies, you can take two series, mix them up, make something crazy.
Yes, you
Like
can do that. You can
this is
take every
allowed.
every trailer you and make
कुछ
some
mix कर दो,
crazy
match कर दो.
edit of that.
Yes. I think Dhruv sir wanted to share something regarding copyright, or will we take it
Yes.
up in another
So
session? Acha, okay.
yes. So I want to share a brownie hack with you all because you stayed up till the end. So I'll just present my screen and I'll show you that from where you can get copyright free musics and copyright free sound effects as well. That too from a very genuine source.
okay.
Okay, so I'll just share the screen. Okay, so when you come onto the YouTube, which you watch daily, and click here in the profile icon, you can find the creator studio here. Okay, so when you come in the creator studio, at the last you can see this audio library section. Okay, when you click on this audio library, you have a large library provided from YouTube, which is all copyright free. There are lakhs of music, lakhs of sound effects which you can use according to the scene or according to the trailer you are making. So this was the brownie point I wanted to share with you guys. If you do not want to use the music which I have provided to you, you can always come here in this audio library and listen the music and download it from here itself. It will be downloaded and it will be copyright free, so you can use it as you want. So this was the brownie point I wanted to mention. Anand sir, any
Okay.
feedbacks on that?
No, if, it is fine. In case if you want to use from YouTube, you can actually do that.
Okay. So
Should we take some
everybody,
questions?
yeah. I think I should clear people about what exactly they have to do. They always stay confused. Trailer of a trailer. Okay. So it's a trailer making competition, as you know. And yes, you have to make a trailer of the trailers that we have sent. If you want to mix two trailers, your wish. If you want to take some copyright free videos, your wish. But it has to be something around Netflix because Netflix is the main partner of our event. And you don't have to take movies. You have to just uh, see, like for example, if I take Mismatched, many people might have seen, but Mismatched is a romantic kind of quirky and everything. But what if I add some kind of Games of Thrones music and everything, and then add some clips and make something funny? So there is something new I can do out of Netflix event, the Netflix trailers. So yes, that's it. I think We are very much exceeded on time. Thank you, everybody
Yeah.
who stayed. Any closing note, Anand sir? We would love to know from you.
I believe everybody is very very talented. It is just that you guys just have to open your thinking caps, and then just keep working on your thinking. That's it. And making a film is just a piece of communication, and it's an extension of your thoughts as well. So all the very best, guys. See you very soon. Succeeding very soon. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining today.
Thank you.
We'll add Anand sir in the group. If you have any questions left for him, you can definitely ping him up in the group. So
Yes.
thank you
Can
everyone.
we
Thank
have
you,
a
Jimmy.
can we have a cheers up before everybody leaves the comment section? Yes, you guys are amazing as always today itself. And anyways, I am there in the group and always connected to you, always answering to your questions. You can always come up to me. And yes, signing off from you all. All the best. You have the assets with you all. The assignment will be shared very soon. The deadline will be Friday evening, and we in the middle of the week we'll on a weekday we'll keep sharing session, any feedback, anything that you want to know. And by Tuesday or Wednesday, we will also be releasing the winner of our last and giving a shout out to the best assignment of the last week. But yes, amazing job on entries. I totally loved it. And yes, bye guys. Have a good weekend, and we'll just end the stream. Bye bye.